What's up everyone, this is Sid from the GameSpeak channel, and today I am here to talk about Rime. Well, I'm going to review it. One of the first things when you put this game in is you will notice how graphics are just amazing. I know it's a cel-shaded type effect and it looks really nice. I mean, I was expecting it to look very similar to what The Last Guardian looked like or what Zelda looked like as well, but in my opinion I think this looks a lot better. And I think it's not because it's actually any better as such. I think they've just made better use of the colors that they've, contrasted stuff with. But yeah, one of the first things that you'll notice is the kid runs a little bit funny. But I think they just tried to capture the fact that he's a kid and he's just running like any careless kid would want to run. In terms of gameplay, I would say that this game does everything that The Last Guardian does, but way better. And the controls are a lot more better, but they're not perfect. There are times when you're climbing and stuff where left suddenly becomes up and up becomes left, and it's frustrating. But when you compare it to The Last Guardian, it is a hell of a lot better. The level design is immaculate. I mean, there's points where I have no idea where I'm going, but I end up just roaming around and ending up in exactly where I'm supposed to be, because the level design is just created in such a way where you just feel like you've got this open world, yet it is still quite linear at the same time. There's also the fact that there isn't any speech in the game other than the kid just saying, like shouting a few words out like, hey, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It would possibly ruin it, but I don't know. There's just that side of me that just thinks I wish there was some kind of, like, maybe in a different language kind of talk. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the game, that's for sure. But another thing that I wanted to talk about was that there's a lack of storyline when you're playing it initially, and you are thinking, what's going on here? There isn't any story, blah blah blah. Without any spoilers, stick with it, and a storyline does occur eventually. And it's only until you actually finish the game where you realize what you've been playing. And that's one of the main reasons why I would implore you to check out what the chapter select says once you've completed the game. And that's when you'll think, okay, yeah, this is quite interesting. And, you might be thinking that this game's not very different from any other game and whatnot. But once you complete it, you'll realize that there is something different about this game. It's almost got a very similar feel to what Brothers did, where it doesn't feel lonely, yet it does still feel quite engaging in the storyline, and you feel for the character sort of thing. And I felt way more for this character than I did with with the boy from Last Guardian. And Trico, I hated that guy. I'm just glad that none of the side characters or anything like that in this are annoying, and they're actually quite helpful. But other than that, the puzzles, I know a lot of people hate the puzzles where you've got to move the camera angle to kind of like make it match with something else, and I'm not too overly fond of it myself, but because there's not too much of it, and all the puzzles that you do have in this game, like the different varying types, they've managed to scatter it so that you don't actually feel bored or feel like you're doing something repetitive constantly. I felt that with Last Guardian, where, like every time you wanted Trico to do something, all you had to do was get one of those barrels, throw it around, and he would pick it up, and that was it. And it just felt very repetitive. In this, it does have the repetitive elements in there, but they've been smart about it. And one of the other things is that the game doesn't feel too overly long. And a lot of people complain about games not being long enough, blah blah blah, but I think this is actually a good thing, and it works in this game's favor. Whereas if it had carried on going any longer, I would have felt like, oh, okay, there's nothing more to the game now, and I'm just doing something dragged out. I would say that because it is actually quite a short game, I wouldn't exactly tell everyone to go out and buy it straight away, because I can predict that a lot of games will be going back to computer exchange or being given back to the retailers. And because of that, you will see a huge price drop. And even if you don't see a price drop, there will be a lot in computer exchange. So I would either recommend that you go get it from there, or you possibly wait a little longer for a price drop, which will eventually happen for this game. That being said, just because I'm telling you not to buy it as a day one, well, day one's gone now anyways, but because I'm not telling you to buy it straight away, I do still highly recommend that every gamer out there does try this game out. It is a very good game and it is rewarding towards the end. I hope you all enjoy it, and for those of you who have played the game, let me know your thoughts, or if you're planning on getting the game, if I've changed your mind anyhow, whatever it is, let me know. All right then, bye.